let's finish up Cheap Heat talking some WWE Draft since they just did the draft. And right after Backlash is when they typically do the changeover for people taking up shop in their new brands here. So we know all of the people who were drafted onto SmackDown and Raw now. They did night 1 on SmackDown. They did night 2 on Raw. And they also announced other things separate from those televised shows, other draft picks separate from theirs. Let's go. Who is your favorite wrestler who is staying on SmackDown since that's what we watch? I'll tell you mine. I'll throw mine out. Yeah, let me talk to you. L.A. Knight.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that L.A. Knight is still on SmackDown. And I think there's more to do with his character. He's still way over with the crowd. He's still in great shape. He works well. I'm so glad that L.A. Knight is going to still be on SmackDown. Who say you?
I'm in the same boat. L.A. Knight. We've been pretty big L.A. Knight super fans over here for a while, and we've watched him grow, and I'm hoping he wins the title at some point.
Who say you? Is it L.A. Knight or is it the Bloodlaw? Yes, he's giving me the stare. I think he says yes.
He put his finger up, so that must be
the third man in the booth is giving us the yes sign for that. So the Bloodline would be runners up there because I also think the Bloodline story has a ways to go even without Roman Reigns.
Mm-hmm.
So nice to see them there. And without the belt, there was a chance that the Bloodline could be moving over to Raw, but they're keeping them on SmackDown. So LA Knight is my favorite that we're still going to see. This, of course, does not count people who had championship belts who were not eligible to switch brands. So people who could have switched brands, LA Knight, I'm most glad to see that he's staying here. There he was in round 3. Who are you most disappointed to lose from SmackDown? I'll give you mine.
Ooh.
It's Io Sky and the rest of Damage Control. I was an Io Sky fan when we saw her and Dakota Kai in the tag team for a while. I thought she did really well for herself, elevating as a singles wrestler. I'm gonna miss Io Sky, and I'm going to miss Asuka and Kairi Sane, especially Asuka. Now that they don't have the belt anymore, they're going to Raw.
Yeah.
I'm going to miss.
Let me see you scroll down.
Who we're losing? Who's going to Raw? Braun Breaker we're losing. Io Sky, those were the big one. That was the Raw pool round 1 draft choice for Raw. So we're losing them from SmackDown. Other people who are leaving, the LWO is leaving. We're also losing the Final Testament.
Put that down. The Final Testament.
Okay.
Final Testament is a Don't Bury the Lead. Famously, our first ever short that ever got over it. It's us being like, what's Karrion Kross's gimmick? This is really confusing. And then it just kept going and getting weirder and weirder. So every SmackDown, we had the opportunity to do a little comic relief. What is Karrion Kross's gimmick? Is he a waiter? Is he a dancer? Is he a card player? Like, what does he do?
What's he doing?
And there's all kinds of weird things that he does. And it wasn't like a Bray Wyatt creepy weird. It was just like odd and black and white all the time.
It was searching for my gimmick weird.
Yes.
And we joke, but this may be the worst time to not be watching Karrion Kross because it looks like he may have found his gimmick.
It might have actually, yeah.
With this new stable here with Paul Ellering and Akam and Razar from the Authors of Pain. Like, he finally may be coming into his own with a gimmick, and he's going to Raw. So we're gonna miss Karrion Kross.
He had a lot of. He was trying all kinds of goofy things. So from my end, it's he's going to be the one on this.
Who are you most glad to see moving over to SmackDown? I'll give you mine, and this is your influence here. It's Nia Jax.
Oh, yeah.
I'm glad that Nia Jax is coming to SmackDown here. I forget when exactly she was drafted. Night 1, but there she was. round 2, Nia Jax was drafted over to SmackDown. I think I'm going to enjoy watching Nia Jax. We were both impressed by her title match against Rhea Ripley in Australia at Elimination Chamber. And I think she's, for her reputation as someone who's too rough with the smaller wrestlers and, who's maybe dangerous in the ring because of it. I want to see her. I think she's an A-level talent. She's the monster heel that some of these, that maybe the women's division needs. Maybe Bayley's going to need that. And if Jade Cargill ever gets into the singles division as a babyface, she's going to need a monster heel to face. So I think Nia Jax is a very useful wrestler, even though she's kind of pigeonholed as just monster heel. I think she's good in the role, and I'm looking forward to seeing her there. Who is it for you?
Well, from my perspective, if you want to...
Andrade's coming over.
Was there anything that happened? Oh, these are just as announced Friday. This is very...
We knew this. Let's see here.
Come here, bud.
The Pride is staying. Shinsuke Nakamura is also coming over to SmackDown.
I'll go outside the box here. I'll say Zoe Stark.
Okay, because Chelsea Green and Piper Niven are coming along as well. So we're getting a few DIYs coming over to SmackDown. Giovanni Vinci's coming back to SmackDown. Apollo Crews, Tegan Knox. So where is Zoe Stark here?
Zoe Stark.
I just missed her.
Yeah, Zoe Stark has done a...
There it is. No, she's staying on Raw, it looks like.
Oh, never mind.
She is a good talent, though.
I would say Nia Jax, and we'll stick with her.
Okay.
We both liked Nia in the one match we saw, which is interesting because most people on the internet hate Nia Jax. But we saw one match and liked her. So, yeah.
We are not most people on the internet.
This is true.
We are Don't Bury the Lead.
Right. Say it, yeah. Say it, yeah. Yeah.
Who are you most disappointed is not coming over to SmackDown? The easy answer is Gunther.
Yeah.
I will say, we lost Gunther at last year's draft, and he's staying on Raw. So I'm sad that we're not getting Gunther.
It's 100% Gunther.
100% Gunther, right?
I can't even. I won't even bother looking at anybody else. Gunther is my favorite. Probably my favorite wrestler. The LA Knight probably my favorite, but Gunther also is up there. So
you can't get a bad match, and if Gunther were coming over to SmackDown, you may see an LA Knight Gunther. Yeah. Although they're both entered into King of the Ring, so we might get an LA Knight Gunther showdown if they're both maybe in the finals of King of the Ring or close to it. Mm-hmm. So I would say Gunther as well. So check out, this comes to us directly from WWE.com. Just the rundown of everybody who was drafted both on the TV shows and afterwards just announced on social media. That's what I got for you, John. It's cheap. It's heat.
It's cheap heat.
It is cheap heat. Baby John, tell us, is it cheap heat?
It's cheap heat.
It's cheap. It's heat. It's cheap heat.